My girls hold me down, them boys mess around. My love life is a mess. We're going out tonight because I'm looking for love. That's right, y'all. We are talking about Tyler Perry's Sisters, Season 3, Episode 19, The Wild Card. Now, what was the wild card? Because somebody got to tell me, because I didn't get it in this episode. I don't know what was the wild card. All I know, this episode was juicy. Juicy fruit. Juicy. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. You know, I just kept saying that for everything. I was like, oh, stop. Down to, what's her name being nosy? Sabrina nosy about Zach's money. I was like, what is going on up in here, y'all? Anyway, let's hurry up and get into this recap. But you know what I got to do first? I got to thank y'all all, shout y'all out, everybody in my comment section, all my subscribers. Thank you for all you do for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord, thank you. I appreciate y'all and I enjoy y'all. I enjoy all the comments and everything that goes back and forth between us. And those of you who have not subscribed yet, if you have not subscribed yet, please just take a moment and subscribe to Barbie J's channel. That's right. Come on and subscribe to June BLC. June BLC. Subscribe, and then you can hit the little notification bell next to it, and it'll let you know every time I upload a new video. And then once you do that, all you have to do is hit that little thumbs up and like the video. And then you can write a comment, because that's the fun part, when we all comment and write our feelings and thoughts about each episode. That's what brings us closer together. That's what makes us a family, y'all. And after you do the comment, then share it with somebody. Say, oh, you need to get in on this girl, or homie, you need to get into this homeboy, because we be talking about it. It be all that. Okay, so let's get on with my recap. Okay, hold on. So we start off with Gary. He's accusing Andy of being with someone else, and she's letting him know that she just messed up. No, you don't make that mistake. You put your underwear, you don't make mistakes like that. She says, so I made a mistake. It was an accident. I put my underwear on backwards. Oh, so he can't believe she would do that. And she's just realizing, she goes, wait a minute. You didn't want to have sex with me. She said, you were just checking me. You were checking me. And she tried to feel his ding-a-ling-a-ling. And that's when she was like, you're not even hard. He moved away. You know, she said, you're not even hard. That's how she knew. You wasn't excited. You wasn't trying to have sex with me. And, you know, she started messing with him and saying, yeah, that's right. I was with another man. That's right. I went up to his hotel and we had drinks in together. And he's like, was your clothes on? Was your clothes on? You know, he only wants to hear the specific things. Meanwhile, she pours out her heart to him, saying how she's sick of all of this stuff. She's sick of this. She's sick of that and all this stuff. And she's like, I'm tired. And she's like I said, pouring out her heart. And he don't hear shit. All he hears is, all he want to know is, did you have sex with him? And she's like, that's all you hear? Is that all you hear? What I'm saying with all this I'm saying? She said, you know what? You tell me if I had sex with him. Basically, you said my underwear on backwards, so I must have done it. You know, and she's like, now get the F out. That's what you want to do? Get it out. And he was like, well, I'm going to the gym then. And remember, that was his excuse he used to use when he was messing with her. He would tell his wife that he was going to the gym. So then he gets on the phone and said, you know what? He comes back. Because, y'all, they keep forgetting this whole part that he supposedly have gotten his own apartment and it was getting painted, and he supposedly have left her keys. So when did they get back together? They messed this script up, because something is really crazy with this TP. Come on now. So he gets on the phone and he calls somebody, and she said, hello, baby. And he said, yeah, I'm doing this. Did you get the flowers? I said, oh, yes, baby, and they're beautiful. Well, I'm going to be on my way to see you. Oh, I can't wait. So she's getting upset thinking it's some woman, but I bet you $5 it's probably his mama. Excuse me. I bet you it's his mama. We thinking it's another woman. We thinking he playing her, but think about those questions he asked and how she answered them. Yes, baby. Mothers say that to their sons. Hey, baby. Sometimes I say that to my son when he calls me. You know, so they say to their sons, yes, I love the flowers. They're beautiful. I'm going to come see you. He didn't have to say, Mom, I'm going to come see you. He said, I'm going to come see you. Oh, baby, I can't wait till you get here. But although she did say it sound seductive when she said it, but she could be in bed sick or something like that. But Andy, just think about it. She ain't never met his mama. She ain't never met nobody in his family. So that's trifling. How you gonna marry somebody you ain't never met their family, their kids, or nothing? Just his wife. Come on. Anyway, let's get on with this episode. So she wants him to get out. He does that and he walks out. And she goes to see Robin and she's like, are you okay? She's like, oh, you alone. I mean, you're not alone. You got somebody in here. And he invites her in. And she's like, oh, no, no, no. Hey, and she's like, to do a threesome? She's like, oh, no, no. He's like, yeah, why don't you come in? Have a drink and then decide. And she comes in. Her stupid butt went in there and sat down and watched him. How desperate and mad can you be at your man to sit down and watch another man and woman have sex while you have a drink like it's a damn show and then jump in and be a part of it? She was nervous at first and then she got excited and stuff, But some people like it and ain't nothing wrong with that. But we talking about Andy. We ain't talking about real life. We talking about Andy on this show and what she's going through. And you gonna get pissed at your man and think it's an opportunity to go cheat and do something else. That's not right. And that's what I think Fatima tried to tell her later on in the episode. You can't do that. You can't. That's not what you do. And vice versa. We shouldn't do that. Anyway, what else happened? Because that part had me like, oh, baby, oh, girl, stop it. I can't believe it. Fatima's in bed with Zach, and she almost like having a nightmare. And she wants to leave and go home. She just like, she explains to him, about how ever since he told her about Karen, it's like a trigger. It's a trigger for her, and it pisses her off, and she doesn't like how it makes her feel. And plus the fact that other thing that bothered her was that he couldn't go to her house, to Karen's house, to meet with her, remember, and talk. And she said that to her, to Fatima, she said it meant that he didn't trust himself. That's why he didn't want to do it there. And he said, no, it wasn't about me. He said, I didn't think she could handle it and she would be weak. I was like, men, please don't do that, Zach. Zach turning that around. It might have been both of them because look how he the one that looked like he kind of initiated the one in her salon. If we go back to the videotape, it looked like he initiated it. So he was saying she could trust him. She said she could trust him, and that he's all in with their relationship, with him and that Zach Tima, their relationship. So she tells him, I don't know. She said, I think I'm in love with you. And he's like, she said, I never felt like this before. Oh, isn't there a song out there? I never knew love like this before. No, it's not that one. Because that's a song when people already know they in love. She's like, she's not sure. And he's like, but I felt, he's like, do you think or no? He's like, do you think or no? And that's what if she said, I think I am, then she damn thinks. She don't know, Zach. So stop pressuring her to tell. And then he said, because I'm in love with you too, And I was like, oh, shook it now. This is getting good. So, oh my God, I'm already at 9 minutes and I ain't even get halfway through this. So Andy's about to get into a menage a trois with Robin and some random chick. And she's a little nervous, but starts to warm up to them. And she kisses him and then she kisses the girl woman. And I said, what the hell is going on here? This was too much for me. I don't know if I was getting hot and excited. I didn't know what was happening because I was shocked. And Karen and Aaron, oh my God, they're so boring. He wakes up in bed and she's telling him she's sorry. I'm so much drama. Of course, Aaron is understanding. We know that. And he tells her, she's just been dealing with these boys now and he's a real man and all this stuff. And he says he loves her and she kisses him and says she loves him too. Next, they was boring. Calvin is at the bank. Here we go, another boring scene, making a deposit. And he decides to kind of linger on, he's talking to Maurice, and he sees Sabrina, and he goes over and talks to her. And Maurice tells her that when Calvin leaves, he tells her that Calvin said he came to talk to her. And she's like, did he tell you everything? He said, yeah. And some of it was too much to hear. He was like, some of that was way too much for me to hear. Ooh, Lord. And so she said she's like cool with it and stuff. And then that, that's what he is. And she'll be more open-minded. And she's just going to stop overthinking it and all that stuff. He said, what the hell? Are you going to strap on for him? Or is that what you're saying? Because he like it in the booty, And she was like, I know. She said, no, I ain't say I was going to do that. But I did do research about it. And I do see that couples do that and stuff. And Maurice acting like it's crazy. Yeah, Maurice, you a gay man. That's what y'all do it in the booty. You complaining because a woman wants to strap on and do it to her man in the booty? Come on now. What's the big deal? What a big deal? Anyway, Fatima. She goes into Andy's office, at work, and Andy asks her to sit down, and then asks if she ever, of course, Fatima was going there to work related, but then Andy turned it into something more and asked her, did she ever do a threesome? And Fatima is like bugging out, like, what is going on? Why are you asking that? Tell me Gary not asking that. Oh, what? She all of that. And then she said, well, you never answered the question. She said, well, I did, but it's a kind of a personal question. It's personal, so you don't ask questions like that. But she admitted that she had done it before, and she liked it, but not enough to do it again, she said. That's what Fatima said. So Andy tells her that she and Robin and that other random chick did it. And she told everything that happened. And Fatima's like, are you sure you know what you're doing? And I mean, for her to tell Fatima everything that occurred between her and Gary arguing and what made her go back, because Fatima's like, you went home. How did that happen? And she told all of that. It was just wild. I was like, ooh, child. Oh my goodness. So, they're laughing about it. They're laughing about what she did and how much fun she had and stuff. And while they're laughing and talking about it, here comes Hayden. Fatima's like, what the hell? Hayden comes in with an orange shirt on and some jeans and a plaid jacket. Ooh, that fool. Fatima said, let me at him. I'm going to go talk to him. I'll handle it. No, Andy's like, no, I got it. She said, no, I got this. But I guess they went to IT because then they went into his office. Oh, no. They went into his office and confronted him later. But let me finish up with Danny at the airport again. And, of course, she runs into Fuego. Oh, you travel a lot. And he was like, yeah, I was in New York City dancing. I got to make that money, honey. Don't hate, appreciate, And he wants her and her girls to come in the club that night and see him dance. Why you want me to see you dance tonight? Because I want you to see. I'll see you. So Danny takes, she takes the passes. Oh, you just walking around with passes and stuff. And then he said, I was hoping I'd run into you. That's why, girl. So Fuego feeling Danny, it seems. So she takes a picture of the pass and sends it to the girls and stuff. And Sabrina, I swear, it didn't even go through yet. And Sabrina was already calling. And then Andy called students. So they both down. And she told, Danny told Andy she can't invite Fatima because Karen is there. And Karen is very delicate at this moment right now, and we can't have that. And they're like, okay. But she said, if Karen don't go, then I can invite Fatima, right? It's like Karen don't want to go. So it's crazy. Anyway, Zach shows up at the Brookhaven Bank. Oh, another good scene. Oh, my God. I love this because Sabrina needs to be ashamed of her damn self. First of all, she nosy ass. And she getting on my nerves. Because Zach shows up at the bank and he's decked out. Did he look good, y'all? Did Zach freaking look good in that damn pinstripe suit? It wasn't even no jacket. All he had on was the vest and the pants and the shirt and the tie. He looked delicious, okay? I love a nicely dressed man. He could be ugly as a dog. And you got a nice suit on and looking good. And you are desirable. You are desirable to every woman, okay? So anyway, he shows up there And Maurice is about to help him, and Sabrina sees him and says, "Hey, Zach," and runs over there. Basically, Harry's over there and says, "I'll take care of him," or something like that. You trying to be nosy and be in his business so you could go back and tell your girls, and that is very, very unprofessional. I'm sorry. So he's like, I need to move 1.4 million. First of all, he was only supposed to be moving 1 million into an account. And second of all, that banker said she was going to do it. She never said Zach had to go into the office. She said she was going to move the money, unless she moved it for him and now he was putting it into another type of account. Maybe that's what it was. She moved that 1 million. He already had the 4 point whatever left in there, I guess. I'm assuming it's something like that. I don't know, because that's not making much sense. But anyway, he was moving it into, and she was stumbling over her words, an interest money market, but it's a money market interest account. So Zach is going back and forth with Fatima, not Fatima, Lord help me, with Sabrina. And he's like, what's that? Look, she having a problem over there, Maurice, and Maurice is making his little smart ass comments, and I'm laughing and stuff. And he tells her, and after this is when you're done, get on the phone and call your girls. And she was like, I don't do that, Zach. It's unethical. And Zach's like, oh, yeah, it's unethical. You hear that, Maurice? Is unethical. And he's like, yes, what are we in school? We're talking ethics now. They just like, Sabrina knows she's full of crap. We're going to see how soon she tells his business in next week's episode. We will see. We shall see. So Zach is messing with her. Check out all the zeros. Are that all the right zeros? You got enough zeros there? And he's like, and tell everyone I said hello. And Calvin's like, boy, you sure wearing that suit? He yelling, but not Calvin, Maurice saying, bye, you sure wearing that suit? And he knows Sabrina was pissed. Sabrina's staring at his account. And Maurice comes over there and said, why are you staring at his account like that? And she's like, where's Zach get this money from? But see, why is it your business? Why is it your business, Sabrina? Y'all let me know down in the comment section if Sabrina was right for doing that. I think she was dead ass wrong. But that's just me. And I used to work in a bank. She dead ass wrong. Anyway, she was like, check. So he said, Maurice, why don't you check his stock account? And he said, see, he hit big. And she said, I didn't even know Zach knew about stocks. So what? You know everything about Zach? And he's like, well, obviously, it seems he knows more than me and you. At least 1.4 million more. I said, you better go ahead, Maurice. Okay, then Pam comes into the salon and she's questioning Karen about her night and how did it go, and hoping it was a good night, because she said, I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news to her. And she was like, what now? And she gives her the certified letter that's addressed to Karen. And Karen's like, why did you sign it? You shouldn't have even signed for it, taking it. She said, they told me I had to sign for it. She's like, so she opens it and looks at it and she gets upset. And that's probably has to do with, what was that, Gary's ex-wife? Remember, Karen had gotten that before. So it has something to do with Gary's ex-wife. So she told Pam to get her purse and stuff. And she said, and push my 2 p.m. back. And she said, your 2 p.m., you don't have a 2 p.m. She said, oh, hell. Where did she go? She went to Isaiah again. She said, yeah. She said, these people trying to get rid of my business. She said, you don't have a 2 p.m. I said, oh, damn. Isaiah taking all her clients. It's terrible. So back at the airport, Andy calls Preston. She's upset. Danny. Danny calls Preston. And she's she a little bit perturbed, a little upset about, because he didn't call her when he got home. You were supposed to call me when you got home. He said, oh man, I was dead tired, hit the pillow. And people have done that to me because I can't sleep. If I hang out with people and we all get home, I make sure everybody checks in, make sure everybody got in their apartments before I could have a restful sleep. That's just how my spirit is and how I am with people, But then she going to ask him, how's your cousin? You ain't never asked about that damn cousin before. Why you going to ask about that? He says she's good, but why are you asking about her? He's like, Danny, you want to meet her? Nah, I'm good. No, he's like, you ain't got no reason to be jealous about her. He said, but you know what? I got to go back to I gotta go because I'm on the tractor and it's about to rain. I'm trying to beat the rain. And she said, oh, okay, that makes sense. But before he hangs up, you hear the thunder and stuff and everything, but then you hear a woman saying, she about to, oh, I brought you a cold drink, and asking if he likes her dress, and Preston's like, oh yeah, it looks nice on you. And Danny's listening like, what the bleep? She's all upset and pissed about that. And so it ended with Fatima and Andy. Ooh, y'all know this was good. Y'all know this was good, but I still don't know what the wild card is. But maybe that's the wild card they played on what's his name, on Hayden. But they go into Hayden's office. They confront him and they say how nice he looks and stuff, and that. And he's like, "What's with all the compliments?" And then she said, "You want to give him the folder?" No, I'll give it him folder. Here, give it to him. They give him a folder. From the IT department of all the calls he listened in on Fatima's. Fatima's like, you mother bleep, 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 bleep. I mean, Fatima was going off on him and cussing him out to the point Andy had to hurry up and go and close Hayden's door so nobody walking by in the hallway could hear her. And they let him know that she told him, and every effing thing I said to you was made up just to catch you behind doing this. You ain't shit, da 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 da. I mean, she went in and let him have it. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize and stuff. And Andy, she said that she wrote a letter to the partners about his behavior and that she's recommending that he gets fired. He's like, wait, I apologize. It won't happen again. I promise. It won't happen again. I won't do it. And I mean, she's like, and Fatima's like, what you did to Zach and what you did this and you did that. You ain't shit. She started talking about his little penis and she ain't never felt it when he went in there. I can't understand it. And I mean, it was ridiculous. I was sitting there going, oh, shoot. Oh, no, she didn't. I was like, oh, my God. I fell off the bed a couple of times trying to hear it. I had to run it back and rewind it. I could not believe she went in on Hayden. I was like, good God. So then they talk about they going to go and meet and have lunch in her office. Then they say, you know what? Let's just go in the break room. So they sitting in the break room. They go to the break room and sit there and they're talking about Hayden and then about Gary. And Fatima asked her if she felt guilty about what she did with the threesome and stuff, and then she gives Andy some good advice, really, about reacting because a man pissed you off. You can't keep doing that. It's not right and all that stuff. And like I said, it's vice versa. Women, we shouldn't do it either. Men shouldn't do it. Women shouldn't do it. So she said she didn't regret it because she did it for herself. But then Fatima shares with Andy how Zach's new confidence turns her on and everything, and how Zach asked her to commit to him, and then the mind-blowing sex. And she said, I knew it was gonna come to that. I don't want to hear it. And I was like, for some reason Andy was acting all prudish and stuff. If you ask me, you just had a threesome and you acting like you can't hear about Fatima's eyes rolling in the back of her head from the sex from Zach. Ooh, any woman be lucky to have her eyes roll in the back of her head from some sex. I tell you that much, boy. So she acted like she don't want to hear it and all that stuff. But then she's like telling her, I'm very uncomfortable talking to you about Zach and all of that. And Fatima's asking Andy what she do. And Andy basically is like, I don't know. She don't really want to give her advice, but she told her, if one thing you got to do, I think she said something about you got to try it. You will never know if you don't try love and give it a chance and all that stuff. So she's giving her this little bit of advice. And then I guess you should, if that's how you feel, then you should go for it and all that stuff. And then, bam, who comes around the mother freaking corner because you knew Karen was on her way to Fatima's office because it's that letter probably from Gary's ex-wife that she got served before. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And you see next week's episode, Karen is going in on Andy and stuff and saying stuff. And then she tried to say some stuff to Fatima. Fatima said, you ain't going to call me no biatch another time. Fatima will wax Karen's behind. She will drag her up and down the wall. I mean the floor. She don't look like she play. Karen, if I was you, you got a lot of mouth, but you gonna have to have a gun to back that up. And guess what? Fatima carries a gun too. Fatima will go in on you. I would love to see those two fight. I would love to see those two fight, but I don't think it would be a fair fight. And not that I'm initiating wanting to see women fight and stuff, but sometimes maybe when somebody gets slapped down to the floor, maybe it wakes them up, and maybe Karen needs a little beat down to check herself, because you cannot blame Fatima. You want her to stop seeing him because it was your ex when you would never talk about him and put him down all the time. She didn't know who he was. Check yourself, Karen, before you wreck yourself, girl. So that's how it ended, y'all. I told you it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.